So we're done with the 3 individual analysis pages. Let's just have a look at the assessment page. And there's some items on the left we need to talk about. We'll look at those in the context of co-location. So we've got co-location options across here, and then the data pulling in from the individual worksheets. The collaboration saving per year has pulled through. Let's go back up to the top. Cost of entering to the collaboration. What are we talking about here? Well, for co-location, we know that we are packing up our solo office and we're going to move all our people and all our stuff over to a combined premises. So there's going to be removalists, there's going to be time for people to come in on the weekend, there's going to be cleaning, there's going to be make good on the premises that are being left, so on and so forth. Let's say it's going to be $50,000. The cost of leaving the collaboration, there are 2 options down here, a best case and a worst case. One is to remain in the collaboration, the other is to exit. So if we remain in the collaboration, we're going to get that saving and we're going to have that one-off cost to go into it. If we assume that we might exit at some point, then we're going to have to take into account the cost of leaving. So that's why the figure's there. Let's say it's going to be a bit more than what we just spent going into it, because the telephone system we just wrote off there, we're going to have to buy a new one and it's going to be new technology and it costs more. The assessment period, everything needs to be assessed over time. This is a saving per year. These are one-off costs, but we need to associate time with it. Otherwise, on the face of it, you'd say, well, I'm not going to spend $50,000 to save $44,000, but you're spending that once and you get that recurrently for the term you wish to stay in the collaboration. It might be an idea to say, what is the minimum period we need to commit to this co-location? And let's say the period is 3 years, so we can assess it over 3 years. Disregard those for the moment. So what do we have here? The gross collaboration savings is the number of years times the annual saving. So 3 times 44,100, 132,300. The best case situation, we remain in the collaboration beyond the 3 years. So we spend $50,000, we save $132,000, so we save $82,300 over the 3 years. The worst case, at the end of those 3 years, we shut it down, we go back to where we came from, we spend another $60,000. So we've saved $132,000, we spent $50,000 to get in, we spent $60,000 to get out, so we've saved $22,300 over the 3 years. This is the decision useful information that the board and executive need. Is it worth going into this particular co-location if these are the best case and worst case financial consequences? Now we will look at these rankings. So there's the other data we've pulled through. Let's say we're going to look at these options over a 3-year period as well. Let's just disregard the entry and exit costs for the moment. We can see that shared services is going to create a saving of $18,000 per year, $42,000 per year there, $132,000 there. For the best case, the highest ranked option is that which has the highest value. So that's the highest value there, that's number 1, number 2, number 3. So all other things being equal, you'd say, if we could only go into one collaboration, let's do co-location. That's going to save us the most money, if money is the only factor. Worst case, the ranking here is the opposite of the ranking here. The worst is the highest, so 1 is the worst. You want to avoid that. You want to go for the least worst, which would be that option there. And that is what the tool does. It simply looks at the financial viability of the different collaboration options that you're considering. Going back to this version control page, this is so you can keep track of the different iterations of your analysis. So the first pass might be where you've not even considered collaborations before, and as the conversation matures, you'll go through different iterations and eventually you'll get to a version that you're happy to go final with. And that will be the document that gets tabled with your board for consideration.